In this video, we're going to work on the exercises for 10B, and the exercise is called Solving Equations by Inspection. So in a minute, I'm going to tell you what I mean by inspection, but just to reiterate, we spoke about equations last lesson, okay? Equations are mathematical statements, okay? And basically what it's saying is that you've got a left-hand side and you have a right-hand side. The left-hand side and the right-hand side are separated by an equal sign. Okay, and this equal sign means that what is on the left is equal to what is on the right. So 4 plus 1, that is the same as 5, so they're equal, okay? This could also be 2 and 3, okay? That would also be an equation because it's the same as 5, okay? So just keep that in mind. Now, sometimes we're going to solve equations where we might have a pronumeral. Okay, so a pronumeral could be like a letter. It could be X, it could be A, it could be B, it could be any letter, okay? And you might have an equation, something like 10x equals 100, something like this. And when we solve equations, we actually find out what that pronumeral is that makes our equation true, okay? And this little x, we call this the unknown because we don't actually know what it is, okay? And what we do is we find out what the value is. Now, one way we can do that is by a skill called inspection, okay? Inspection is also called trial and error, and basically all it means is you're just trying different values to see if it makes the equation true. So you might try like 2 or 3 times before you get your answer, and that's okay. That's just trial and error, and that's something we're going to do today. So let's look at some examples first of all. So if I gave you, let's just say this is a blank box, and I'm going to go times 7 equals 35. So there's an unknown number that goes here. When multiplied by 7 gives 35. You might know off the top of your head, it's just 5, because 5 multiplied by 7 gives you 35. Okay, so that's just your answer, and it's just saying the left-hand side is going to be equal to the right-hand side. And so inserting 5 as our unknown makes our equation true. Okay, let's look at another example. Part B, 20 take away something gives you 14. So this blank box, okay, it's an unknown number, and something goes here to make an equation true. So 20 take away something gives 14, okay? So you might know that the answer is 6. So when you have 20 and you take away 6, you get 14, and that makes your equation true, okay? I hope that makes sense. Now what I'm going to do is, instead of giving you a blank box, I'm going to give you a pronumeral, okay? And it's not harder, so I don't want you to get stressed out about it, okay? It's just, instead we're going to work with a pronumeral. So, in this first example, I've got, let's say, x plus 12 equals 30. Okay, x is my pronumeral. I don't know what it is. You can also think of this is the same as we were just dealing with a blank box. We don't know what it is, but this time I'm giving you a letter. Okay? Now you've now got to think, what number could replace x to give you 30? Okay, have a think about that. Now you might know that 18 plus 12 gives you 30. Okay, and that's just your answer. And what you can do is, to work that out, if you don't know off the top of your head, you can just go 30 minus 18 gives you, 30 minus 12, and it will give you 18. Let's look at another example. So I'm also going to give you a pronumeral. So 5a equals 20. This is your unknown. Now remember, when we're dealing with pronumerals and they're next to a coefficient, which is the number, there's a little invisible multiplication sign, and we don't write that in, but we just know it's there. So that is also saying 5 multiplied by something gives you 20, okay? You might know that 5 multiplied by 4 gives you 20, and that would be your answer. 5 times 4 equals 20. So whenever you're given a question like this and you've got the pronumeral next to a coefficient, I want you to rewrite it like this so it's clear for you. Okay, let's do one more example. So 2x plus 13 gives you 21. So notice I've got a pronumeral next to a coefficient, so I'm going to write it out just as I had said for you guys to do beforehand. 2 times x plus 13 equals 21. So this is my unknown. Now I spoke about inspection, so trial and error to work out a problem. So that means if we don't know off the top of our head what this x could be, let's just try a few different values, okay? So let's first of all try to make x 10 and see if that would work. Okay, so if we did x is 10, we would go 2 times 10, which would give you 20 plus 13. Okay, that would equal 33, and that's not our answer, so that's too large. Why don't we try to make x another example? Let's do another one. So let's do x equals 3. That would be 2, because I'm plugging it in here, 2 times 3, which would equal 6 plus 13, okay? 6 plus 13, that equals 19. Okay, 19 is too small because our answer is 21. Let's try to make x equal 4. Okay, because we want a bit of a larger number because 3 is too small. 2 times 4 equals 8 plus 13. Okay, that gives you 21, and that's your answer. Okay, so do you see how I've tried 3 different numbers? Okay, and I've got to my number eventually, and when I started with 10, I thought that number's too large, so I'm going to go to a lower number. So I went all the way to 3. 3 was too small, so I went up slightly to a larger number, and then I eventually got there, okay?